Hello, friends and fellow moms, and welcome to Moms on the Air. I am your host, Katie Mahon, and this is my co-host and daughter, Maddie. And this week, we are so happy to welcome the founder of Mama Meetups, New Jersey, Gia Marie, to discuss the importance of creating a community and opportunities for moms. So, Gia, welcome. Thank you for joining us today, and let's dive right into it. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you for having me. This is an exciting opportunity, and I'm also nervous. So, it's my first podcast, but there's nothing moms can't do, right? So, there's
Amen.
what?
I said amen.
Oh, definitely right there. So, there's nothing we can't do. So, here we are. So like you said, I am the founder of Mama Meetups, which is a drop-in event company where we host moms and their kids and often full families for events. And we're based out of Northern Bergen County. So we're pretty fortunate. I get to be mobile, so I access a lot of venues and host a lot of different things all up and down, as I say, like the main drag, which would be Route 17.
Sure.
So that is basically the gist, the brief part of Mama Meetups. And I know we're going to get into more. So
Yeah, I know. So if you just tell me in your opinion, what are some of the benefits that moms can experience by going to a Mama Meetup?
So I guess the benefit of meeting up with us at Mama Meetups is we really prioritize memory making and connection. So everything that I plan, I spend a lot of time on because these are all things I wanted to do with my boys. I should have said I have two sons, Jack, who's 4, and Easton, who is 1. And I am also a working mom. I work part-time, but I work in the city as a speech language pathologist, and I do evaluations. So I run from school to school, testing kids.
You are a busy woman.
Yeah. You know what? Busy is good. Busy is good for a person like me. It doesn't work for everybody, but for this mom, it works. I need to keep it moving. And also, working really still allows me to keep a piece of me, which is important. And it's the only time I'm without my children. So there's that.
It's a weird thing that I've experienced where, even though you work, you're in the zone, but you have that kind of time to yourself. And, how important is that to you?
It is important, and it doesn't even need to be elaborate time by myself. Sometimes so I've always been a car trip person. Like, I love driving. I love being in my car. I love my sunroof open and my music on. And I like to talk on the phone and catch up with my friends when I'm commuting back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, honestly, I find it very relaxing. It's something so simple, but that is my me time. And that is one of the reasons why I really enjoy commuting. And, I love working. I love my job. So.
Yeah, that's great. And it's something that's very important. And kind of just shifting back to Mama Meetups, how'd you first come up with the idea?
So Mama Meetups happened very organically. During the pandemic, my oldest, who's 4 now, he had just turned 1. He was a February baby.
So you were like right in the mix of it.
Yeah, right in the mix, but also right at the time where I was like, we're getting out, because he was old enough to actually start enjoying things,
Mm-hmm.
but there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I sat around for a lot of months, and then finally I said, you know what, this is crazy. It's not beneficial for me as a mom. And it's definitely not doing anything for my son to keep him from interacting with other kids.
Sure.
So I started creating very small, intimate gatherings and we would rent space from local venues. We would meet at parks and playgrounds, and we had the opportunity to really connect. And some of the kids from that group are still the children. She's going after you.
Yes, for anybody watching on YouTube, my daughter is pulling my earrings, which is a rookie mistake on my part for wearing.
That's okay. We live and learn. So yeah, so so basically we would have these meetups, and the moms were connecting, the kids were connecting. Some of those kids from that original group are still my son's closest friends, and honestly, a couple of the moms are like my best friends from those initial meetup days. And as time progressed and things started to, come back to what they used to be, the group started to grow, and then it kept growing and growing. And it was hard to, like have a standard way of communicating with parents, which then like led me into using email systems and booking systems so that everybody can stay in the loop. Right. And yeah, that's what launched it into kind of more formal, like what it is now.
No, that's great. And I'm sure a lot of other moms probably wish that they had that idea during COVID, because, it was one of the reasons I was thankful. I couldn't even imagine what moms were going through with trying to keep their little ones occupied, throughout the days.
Yeah, and being a speech therapist too, like I could see it on the developmental side. Kids they yearn for interaction. That is what they want. And mom can't always be that person. They need little people. They need other adults to, test the boundaries with and have practice socially.
Yeah, it's fascinating. My daughter recently met a bunch of second and third cousins at a family event who were all younger girls. Maybe all of them were, I think, under 10, but just the way she lit up around them and just had fun, you definitely see that, and like that need for social interaction.
Agreed. Definitely. They just crave it. It's natural for them.
Yeah. So shifting back to Mama Meetups, in your opinion, looking at your events, when you book them and, kind of thinking of different ideas, in your opinion, how do you create a welcoming environment for moms with different backgrounds and lifestyles?
So, one of the, I said before, I mean, the purpose is for memory making and connecting. And everything I plan is with purpose and the intent to foster the kind of things that moms seek. Like it's hard being a mom. It's a tough role. So if we're committing to something, we want it to hold value and really fill our buckets and also fill our kids' buckets. Time goes quick, right? So when I'm looking at my monthly calendars, I always create opportunities for moms to have reoccurring meetups, which is what we do with our workout classes. We have them twice a week. And then after our Wednesday workout class, we have a very cute play group. And it's always something themed. It's usually a lot of sensory stuff and language building, because that's my niche. That is, what I think about when I think about, what kids can really benefit from. So we definitely try to offer multiple kinds of meetups, from, like I said, the fitness classes all the way to music to guided experiences that you normally would need to do with strangers. This past year we held, Maddie. This past year we held our own version of the Polar Express, which was incredible. And I will like never forget that day. And the moms who were on that trip probably will never forget that day. We've also done fall hay rides. We try to do events, where we have a special guided type of experience. And then we also host events at various times at various times and on different days, so that we're always keeping it fresh because variety is the spice to life. And, you know, basically, I listen to the feedback of the group. So what they're looking for, I try to create.
Yeah, no, and something that like I've learned with being a mom and especially with having a new baby, it's hard to make mom friends, and it's like I just the value of mama meetups is just it's so great because that's something I think a lot of new moms, you know, they yearn to find someone who could relate to them, but they have a difficulty finding them.
Yeah, and that is true. And there's also not a lot of places to meet other moms. Like, how are we supposed to meet other moms? It's not like there's, a special coffee place for us or, you know, uh, regular social activities. So that's one of the things. And I will say, when I originally started doing all the meetups, I did meet with like a solid core group of moms who are still a very important part of my life and my children's lives.
Yeah, no, that's something that I appreciate a lot. And for anybody who's hearing that noise, close here, starting to get a fade a little bit. That's what happens when nap time is not, her naps are not taken. So Gia, for you, how do you balance the various interests and needs of the moms in your community while planning events and activities for mama meetups?
I mean, basically kind of what I said before, to piggyback off of that, we keep an open mind about the desires of the community, what moms are looking for, what the kids are looking for. I'm always looking at our demographics, on Wednesdays, I may have a certain group of, a certain age group of kids that continuously come to classes. So I try to build play groups and activities that are meaningful to them and also relatable to their everyday life. We like I said already, I'm sorry, I don't mean to repeat myself again, but we always are evaluating what the group needs and what type of intimate experiences the parents are looking for. And that's really, what we do. Mama meetups is kind of whatever it can be. I mean, it happens so organically and it continues to grow in that way.
So that kind of leads me to my next question. For you, how do you see Mama Meetups New Jersey evolving in the future?
So evolving in the future, it's crazy because if you asked me, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, oh, what is this gonna be? I never would have thought that we would be here right now. That's for sure. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me that the need for mama meetups actually it really is a thing. So I definitely see us continuing to grow, and following the flow of things, answering to the needs of the community, working with moms, working with families, being integrated into a lot of different opportunities that are here in northern New Jersey, and elsewhere. And recently we've been blessed with a lot of local organizations and other mom bosses like yourself, reaching out to collaborate. And they're doing this because they're seeing the love and the happiness that's coming from mama meetups. The feedback has been really good and it's really struck the chords of moms and their memories. So I'm excited to work with other people. I'm looking forward to building, different types of partnerships and sending the message out to the communities, to our community, that moms need a place, and Mama Meetups is definitely a place for all of the moms to belong.
And I love that. And for you, are there any events or initiatives coming up that you're excited about that you want to share?
Yeah, we have a ton of stuff coming up. And one of the things, well, let me start with this month. So the month of May, we are celebrating the moms out there, and we have a lot on our calendar in terms of, getting the moms together, getting them involved, and in different ways too. So we have, our regular workouts. We will have our crafts and play groups after that. We have on the 12th, we have a mommy and me brunch where we had different mom
Will
bosses.
there be mimosas there?
There will not be mimosas there. And that is because we have to drive our children. Yeah.
Very good point. It was a trick question. Wink,
It
wink.
was, yeah. But I like where your head's at. So we will have other mom bosses there as vendors, and it's really special because it's giving them the chance. They're small shops, they're startups, they're moms with a dream and a passion. So it's giving them the opportunity to access the moms and mama meetups to share their love. So I am so excited about the brunch, and it's also at one of my favorite places, which is the barn at Twin Brook Farms in Franklin Lakes. It's gorgeous. I actually held my son's birthday party there. That's how much I love it.
I have not been there before, but I actually have heard of it and have heard lovely things about it.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So I highly I'm encouraging people to come there. I really started releasing info about it last night, and it's already halfway booked up. And, you'll see that a lot, just a heads up with Mama Meetups, because we do host everything small and intimate. If I host a mass gathering, you're not going to walk away from that feeling like, oh, I met a mom and my kids got to play with another kid. You're going to feel like you're in the thick of it. And we don't want you to feel like you're in the thick of it. We want it to be relaxed. We have a mom's night out coming up. We're gonna toss some axes and drink some bubbly. So there you go.
That sounds awesome. Where's that going to be?
So that's going to be up at Stumpy's Hatchet House in Saddle River.
Okay.
Right on the drag, right on 17. And I am so excited about that.
Have you ever done axe throwing before?
I have not. So this will be a first for me. Have you?
I've done it once, and it's actually pretty difficult.
Is it? Okay, well,
no, I mean, it's fun once you have a drink in your system, but it's not as easy as it looks. Some people have a very good talent for it, but other people do not.
Okay, so I'm going to go with my coordination is poor, so I'll probably not be great at it, but it's going to be hilarious. And that's, I think, more what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for you to be good at axe throwing. I'm looking for the laughs on Mama's night out. Yeah, and then another special thing that we have going on this month is we're doing a care package drive for our military. We were connected with a troop that is stationed in Eastern Europe, and we are going to be assembling and mailing out special care packages for them.
Awesome. Yeah, where can people learn more about that?
So if you go to we have a link tree on our Instagram and also in our Facebook group. If you just click on it, you'll see the event notice for it, and you go right to our Amazon list and you send stuff right to us.
That's great. And so you have a 4-year-old and 1-year-old. I have an almost 1-year-old. So in your opinion, what are like some of the cool things to do, around Bergen County with 1-year-olds and 4-year-olds? Do you like any specific places or?
I mean, to be totally honest, one of my favorite things to do, and it's been said 1,000 times, but my kids love the train at Van Saun. And a lot of times it's special for me. It's like a special place for us. It's when I'm trying to make it through this time of the day, the later afternoon, a lot of times I just go over there, throw us on a train ride, and it's a great reset. We're outdoor people. So anytime I can bring my kids, to Celery Farm in Allendale, we take the walk around the loop and do a lot of exploring. We love to play in our backyard. We garden. Kids thrive in any experience that allows them to be physical, right? And use their hands. So I try to, especially a mom of boys, I'm always trying to incorporate things like that. So I find that Celery Farm, Van Son,
I've never
even
been
some
to
of,
Van Son, but I want with
oh,
her, but I want to take I've heard many good things about the train ride and then the zoo.
very cute, very appropriate for a 1-year-old. Like she would love the train ride.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. It's so sweet. We probably ride it twice when we go, at least twice, sometimes three. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good to know. And I just recently took her. Hello. Mwah. I recently just took her to the American Dream Mall, which was an experience. Have you done that with your kids?
I have taken them there, and it is an experience. You know what I think okay, so just honest feedback about that mall. The music is so loud in there that it's actually a distraction. So for me, I don't, as moms, we all know our limits. And for me, as a mom and a person, like loud background noise, just, it doesn't provide a good experience for me.
No, I get that. And I would say this, it was cool, to see like Toys R Us and other stuff
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
but it was definitely overwhelming the first time you go there.
Oh, so in terms of mall, I'm a Paramus Park girl.
Uh-huh.
And a strip mall kind of girl. I like to
Gotcha.
keep it simple. Yeah, I don't, a lot of that stuff is too much. So that's honestly another thing that we do. That's a little hidden gem, Paramus Park Mall. You go there during the weekday. My
Hmm.
kids love to just play on they have like 4 little coin rides. I don't even have to turn them on, and that's an outing for my children.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they love it. So that's something else I recommend doing. And then, I mean, obviously, of course, checking out Mama Meetups because we're doing all the things over here.
Hmm. So, where is the best place for people to follow Mama Meetups? What you're up to? Where would you recommend them going?
So to follow us, I would definitely, to keep in the know about what we're doing, definitely follow us on Instagram. We put a ton of stuff out
And
because as
what's the
moms,
handle?
it's at Mama Meetups NJ.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Mama with one M.
it's MAMA Meetups NJ.
Cool. And for anybody who's listening, I will put the Instagram handle in the episode description for the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. That's a funny thing. Like Mama Meetups, the name, because it evolved so organically, that wasn't even a business name that I had picked. It was just what people were calling it. So I just kind of stuck with it. But definitely follow us on Instagram because you'll see everything that we're doing. We post a lot of stuff up there because moms need reminders. And that's really how we're growing our community. It's how we're networking with other moms. And that being said, I mean, if you're a boss mom or a local mom or mompreneur, whatever it is that you're calling yourself, we're a place for you. And I love collaborating and meeting new people. So definitely find us and reach us through our Instagram.
No, that's awesome. And Gia, thank you so much for joining us today. Just from learning about your story, you were clearly a busy woman, and I appreciate your time. And I hope you'll join us for a future episode. And as Maddie waves goodbye to you for anybody who's watching, I just want to thank for anybody who's listening today or watching online. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode. And next week, I hope you will join us as we will be joined by Tracy Eichner, who is a mother of 5 girls, who will discuss what it's like to raise 5 children, that type of balancing act in today's world. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us. And if you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe wherever you're listening and give us a 5-star rating. And until next time, I'm Katie, this is Maddie, and we are the Moms on the Air Show.
Thank you.